DJ, no, just Khalid. Uh, Khalid is I think an interesting artist to me, right? Because I think the appeal to him is solid vocals, brings like a very like warm, comforting, silky vibe to his songs, and fairly upbeat too. An artist that obviously has popped off with some huge hits. Talk with Disclosure, I think, is the one probably everyone in the world knows. Um, it, I believe it has like hundreds of thousands of streams on Spotify. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
Um, he's got like songs that have billions of streams. It's
Hmm.
nuts. He's obviously a huge artist. I think for me, when I think about him, and especially as we talk about, we talked about what, American Teen, or was it
No, we
Free
talked about the
Spirit?
second album, Free Spirit. Yeah.
Talk about Free Spirit. I think about him as being an artist that was kind of doing what we saw a lot of artists doing, where they just put out these long projects. Some songs hit, some songs don't, but nothing really popped off from Free Spirit that really blew me away.
Apart from
And
Talk.
right, of course, Talk being the standout. We get to Scenic Drive, a lot shorter, a lot more focused. Was it better? Dave, did you like Scenic Drive more?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Uh, but I actually don't think this is that off brand for Khalid. If you remember, before Free Spirit came out in spring 2019, he also released his Sun City EP in fall 2018. This Scenic Drive tape, as he's calling it, seems to be the prelude for his full length third album coming in 2022, which seems to be titled Everything is Changing. So this is an interstitial project anyway. So you shouldn't have high expectations for it. But it doesn't really sound any different from how Khalid has sounded to this point. And on one hand, that'll lend himself to continued success because he's been very successful at doing what he's doing. However, I have still not been impressed with that. Talk is really great because that's produced by Disclosure, you
Yeah.
know? And Khalid as a guest, in that case, kind of a guest on Disclosure's production, Khalid as a guest, I like a lot more, when he's a featured artist. But on his own song, especially when it's just him, I'm just not wowed by the vocals. And I just think the music is really sanitized and safe. And it's not that it's offensive, but it doesn't really blow you away when you compare it to other kinds of R&B music or pop music. So again, he'll find some more success with this, I'm sure. He's got 6 Grammy nominations to this point. He's still very young, in his early 20s, but this doesn't change my perception of him.
Yeah. Khalid just, uh, on the one hand, he's the type of artist that is so successful. The question really should be, why change anything? Like
Yeah.
you can keep cashing those checks, keep cashing in. Absolutely. On the other hand, uh, when you see someone like him, I think he has a really strong voice, especially in a song like Talk, where he gets. I hear him using a little bit more range. I feel like you can really hear some of that potential, and then it's just kind of like, well, I don't really want to go out that far outside the box. What I'm doing works for me, and that just feels a bit disappointing from what I think I look for from artists. Um, but I also think if he's making something that is obviously speaking to a lot of people, like we said, he has songs that have billions of streams on Spotify. That's quite the accomplishment. I don't know what the driver would be for him to change it up. I agree with your take. Nothing on this really changed my opinion of him much. That kind of just a down the middle R&B singer, and he had some features on here that I thought were interesting. That I saw on the track list. I mean, the Alicia Keys one is Alicia Keys talking for like 20 seconds. So like, sure, but um, I thought JID. I liked his feature as just like a change up. Um, I guess Ari Lennox is always kind of nice to hear. I don't know. Nothing really stood out that much to me on this. Did any tracks catch you or stand out?
I'd say, yeah. I mean, again, I'd say not that I liked it too much, but like my favorite songs, the songs I think are the best, would be two tracks towards the beginning. Backseat, I really enjoyed as a solo Khalid's song, and then Retrograde, featuring Black and Lucky Day. Really like the production on Retrograde, drums, guitar, nice mix there. Although it is funny to hear Khalid followed up by Black, someone else I'm not super impressed with vocally or creatively. Alas, I think the song actually works pretty well. But yeah, I mean, I just don't see a lot of ambition with the music to this point. And like American Teen, which again propelled him to blow up with Location and Young, Dumb and Broke and all that. Like even that stuff, which became so popular, I think like the lyrics clearly resonated with his peers, with Gen Z, but like never was impressed with those songs, you know. And Dizzy, like with his third album, I guess we're just gonna get more of the same because kind of since then, you know, he's kind of just been a pop guy, right? He's done a lot of these features, right? Like the Normani song, right? Like he's playing the industry game. He's just being that dude, the Benny Blanco Halsey track, right? He's got a lot of these singles,
Right.
but creatively, I just say I have yet to see it. And Talk was nominated for Record of the Year. Again, I give Disclosure a lot of credit for that. I'm sure he'll catch some awards buzz again because clearly he has a lot of people's ear, but he doesn't really have mine.
Yeah. I think out of all the tracks, probably the one that I liked the most was "Scenic Drive" with Ari Lennox and Smino. Just
Mm.
hearing it go from his like, it's not even really gravelly, but more so like toned down, almost like lurching out of his mouth kind of singing style, to like Ari Lennox being so like crisp and clear. Then back to like Smino, who's kind of like has like a bit of a like mumble to him
Yeah,
at
nasal.
times. Yeah, and then but then also having him and Ari, um, harmonizing around the chorus, I thought was interesting and sounded nice. So I don't know if it's necessarily bad tracks, just like not interesting. And yeah, I think there's probably better things ahead for him, or hopefully. But
Yeah, you'd hope.
uh, Khalid, well, check out our Nostalgia Best of 2021 on Spotify. We'll be probably throwing a track on there from Tierra Whack and maybe Khalid.